Extreme concentration saves money. Most cleaning sprays you buy at the store are largely water, often up to 90%. Companies bottle tap water, add synthetic chemicals, and charge you a premium. Liquid Castile soap is the exact opposite. It is a traditional olive oil and vegetable-based soap that traces its origins back to the Castile region of Spain centuries ago. When you buy a bottle, you get a pure concentrate. You take an empty spray bottle, fill it with your own tap water, and squeeze in just a tablespoon or two of the soap. You swirl it around, and it is ready to cut right through grease on your countertops or grime on your floors. A single bottle stretches out for months, which cuts down on plastic waste and saves you money. Vinegar mixing disaster. People have been using Castile soap, an olive oil-based cleanser originally from Spain, for centuries. Lately, DIY cleaners love to mix it with white vinegar. You might think combining a natural soap and a tough acid creates a super cleaner. But Castile soap is a base and vinegar is an acid. When you mix them together, they cancel each other out in a chemical reaction. The acid actually unsaponifies the soap, breaking it back down into raw oils. Instead of bubbly suds, the liquid separates and curdles. If you wipe this mixture on your counter, it leaves behind a thick, greasy white film that is incredibly hard to scrub off. This is why it still matters to understand basic kitchen chemistry. If you want to clean with both products, just use them one after the other, never in the same bottle. The laundry detergent replacement. Castile soap is a plant-based cleaner that traces its roots back to the olive oil soaps of the Castile region of Spain in the 12th century. Today you can use this liquid soap to skip the chemical-heavy laundry detergent sold in stores. You just pour about a third of a cup of liquid Castile soap directly into your washing machine along with a half cup of baking soda. The soap binds to dirt and oils, while the baking soda acts as a water softener and deodorizer. When you pull your clothes out of the wash, they look bright, feel soft, and smell completely neutral without any heavy perfumes. This simple swap still matters because it protects your sensitive skin from synthetic additives and cuts down on expensive plastic waste in your home. Non-toxic pet shampoo. This is a simple, safe alternative to standard pet washes. Commercial pet shampoos often use harsh synthetic foaming agents like sodium lauryl sulfate. These chemicals easily irritate your dog or cat's skin. Instead, you can use unscented liquid Castile soap. This plant-based soap dates back centuries to the Castile region of Spain, originally made from plain olive oil. When you massage it into your pet's wet fur, the soap binds directly to the mud and dander. As you rinse them with warm water, the dirt just slides down the drain. Their coat gets completely clean, but the soap is mild enough to leave their natural oils intact. This matters because keeping those protective oils prevents dry, itchy skin long after bath time is over. Natural plant bug repellent. This is just a simple mix of water and liquid Castile soap. People have been making this gentle, olive oil-based soap in the Castile region of Spain since the 11th century. To make the repellent, you simply mix about a tablespoon of the soap into a quart of water. When you spray this directly onto your plant leaves, the soap goes right to work on soft-bodied pests like aphids and spider mites. The fatty acids in the mixture physically break down the insect's protective waxy outer coating. Without that natural shield, the bugs quickly lose moisture, dry up, and flake off the stems. It is a highly effective way to keep your houseplants and garden growing strong, relying on a cheap, safe method that keeps toxic chemicals out of your home. Chemical-free floor cleaner. A simple mix of hot water and liquid Castile soap makes a highly effective floor cleaner. Castile soap originally comes from the Castile region of Spain, where soap makers started using pure olive oil centuries ago. Instead of buying heavy jugs of harsh chemicals, you just fill a bucket with hot water and add only a few drops of this liquid soap. You dip your mop in, wring it out well, and push it across the floor in smooth, even strokes. The hot water cuts through the daily dirt, while the gentle soap lifts away the grease. When it dries, your floors look totally spotless. There is no sticky residue left behind. This traditional method remains popular today because it is naturally safe, keeping modern sealed wood and tile floors clean without damaging them. Heavy-duty oven degreaser. This is a natural, fume-free alternative for cleaning baked-on grime out of your oven. For centuries, people have used Castile soap, originally made from olive oil in Spain, for gentle washing. To make the cleaner, you mix liquid Castile soap with baking soda to create a thick, gritty paste. You take a sponge and smear this paste all over the greasy walls and floor of your oven. You let it sit there for about 20 minutes. The alkaline baking soda breaks down the acidic grease while the soap traps the oil. When you wipe it away with a damp cloth, the black, crusted food softens and peels right off the metal, leaving a shiny surface behind. This matters because you get a spotless oven without breathing in harsh, toxic chemicals. Foaming hand wash secret. The secret to foaming hand wash is just air mixed with a very thin soap. You do not need to buy expensive refills. You just need an empty foaming dispenser and liquid Castile soap. This simple plant-based soap dates back to the Castile region of Spain in the 11th century. To make your own, pour about 2 tablespoons of Castile soap into your empty dispenser. Fill the rest of the bottle with tap water, leaving a little room at the top, and give it a gentle shake. When you press the pump, a tiny valve forces air into the watery liquid and pushes it through a fine mesh screen. It instantly transforms into a rich, thick lather in your hand. This trick saves you from paying a premium for water, giving you a luxurious wash for just pennies. Fruit and veggie purifier. Commercial produce washes are heavily marketed liquids promising to strip away chemicals and dirt, but they are often just overpriced bottles of basic ingredients. You do not need them. Instead, you can use pure Castile soap, a simple vegetable-based cleanser that dates back to 11th century Spain. Just fill a large bowl with cool water and add about a 1/4 teaspoon of liquid Castile soap. Drop in your apples, tomatoes, or greens. Swish them around with your hands for a few seconds to break down the water-resistant agricultural wax and loosen the dirt. Rinse everything under cold running water. You will see the leftover water turn murky and gray while your produce feels squeaky clean, without that artificial waxy shine. This simple routine saves money and keeps unwanted pesticide residues off your plate. Safe car washing solution. Castile soap is a plant-based cleanser that has been around for centuries, originally made with olive oil in the Castile region of Spain. Today, it is a great alternative to harsh synthetic chemicals for washing your car. When you mix a few squirts of liquid Castile soap into a bucket of warm water, it binds with the dirt and grime on your vehicle's surface. As you wipe the soapy water across the car, it lifts the abrasive particles away from the finish. The result is a thick, rich lather that washes away cleanly without stripping your protective clear coat or leaving dull streaks. This matters today because you get a spotless, shining car while keeping toxic chemicals out of the storm drains and the local water supply. Drain unclogging power. Castile soap is a gentle, plant-based cleanser that originated in the Castile region of Spain back in the 11th century. Today, it works as a highly effective alternative to harsh chemical drain cleaners. If you have a slow-moving sink, you just pour a few squirts of liquid Castile soap straight down the drain, followed by a kettle of boiling hot water. The soap acts as a natural surfactant and degreaser. As the hot water hits it, the soap surrounds and breaks apart the stubborn fat, oil, and grime holding the clog together. You will hear a satisfying glug as the slick mixture pushes through the pipe, flushing the blockage away so the water flows freely. This matters because it gives you a clear sink without relying on corrosive chemicals that can damage older plumbing. Makeup brush restorer. A makeup brush restorer is just a simple way to rescue dirty cosmetic tools without spending a fortune on high-end cleansers. Professional brush soaps are incredibly expensive, but you can get the exact same result with liquid Castile soap. Named after the Castile region of Spain, where it was traditionally made from pure olive oil centuries ago, this plant-based soap is a powerful, natural solvent. When you massage a few drops into wet bristles, the soap molecules latch onto the stubborn cosmetic oils, heavy waxes, and packed-in pigments. As you rinse it under warm water, you will see a thick, cloudy stream of old makeup wash down the drain. The bristles are left completely sanitized, fluffy, and soft to the touch. This matters today because keeping your brushes clean prevents bacteria buildup and breakouts, all while saving you money. Complete environmental biodegradability. True Castile soap is completely biodegradable. In the mid-20th century, synthetic detergents took over the cleaning market. They relied heavily on phosphates to soften water and boost suds. But when those chemicals washed down the drain, they fed massive algal blooms that choked out oxygen in lakes and rivers. Castile soap works entirely differently. Because it is made from simple plant oils, naturally occurring bacteria in soil and water can't easily digest it. Within a few days of washing away, the soap breaks down into harmless natural compounds. There is no toxic foam or suffocating algae left behind. As waterways continue to face pollution from modern chemicals, using a soap that vanishes without a trace is just as important today as it was centuries ago. Carpet Stain Eradicator. Castile soap is a gentle, plant-based cleanser that originated in the Castile region of Spain centuries ago. Today, it is a secret weapon for fixing your rugs. You just mix a few drops of this liquid soap with water and whip it into a thick foam. You scoop only the suds onto a carpet or upholstery stain, which keeps the fabric from getting soaking wet. The soap molecules immediately grab onto the grease and dirt. As the foam sits, it suspends those grime particles right on the surface. You then take a damp cloth and simply blot the suds away, watching the dark stain lift out of the fibers and completely vanish. This classic trick still matters because it removes tough spots without leaving sticky chemical residues that attract more dirt. Mold and mildew prevention. Indigenous Australians used crushed tea tree leaves for healing centuries before we ever bottled the oil. Today, you can find those same essential oils mixed into liquid Castile soap to create a natural, heavy-duty bathroom cleaner. When you grab a scrub brush and apply tea tree or eucalyptus-scented soap to your shower tiles, you do more than just wipe away soap scum. The natural antifungal compounds in these oils actively break down the cell walls of existing mold spores. You just wet the tile, apply a little soap, and scrub the grout lines. As you rinse the suds away, those dark, fuzzy spots wash down the drain, leaving behind a crisp, earthy scent. This matters because keeping damp spaces free of mold protects your lungs and keeps your home actually clean. Stubborn clothing stain remover. Liquid Castile soap is a heavy-duty pre-treatment for ruined fabrics. It originally comes from the Castile region of Spain, where people started making soap from pure olive oil back in the 12th century. To tackle tough spots like grease, grass, or blood, you just pour the undiluted soap right onto the fabric. You rub it deep into the fibers with your fingers or a small brush, and then let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes before tossing the garment into your regular wash. The concentrated plant-based ingredients grab onto the grime and pull it completely away from the threads, leaving the fabric looking clear. It still matters today because this simple liquid often works much better than expensive commercial stain sticks. Hard water soap. Scum warning. Castile soap is a natural cleaner originally made from pure olive oil in the Castile region of Spain. Because it is a true soap and not a synthetic detergent, it reacts directly with your tap water. If you live in one of the 85% of American homes with hard water, that water contains high levels of dissolved calcium and magnesium. When these invisible minerals mix with the natural soap, they bind together instead of rinsing away cleanly. This chemical reaction creates a stubborn, chalky, white residue left behind on your sinks, shower walls, or even your hair. This matters today because you can still use this traditional soap daily. You just need to follow it up with a simple acidic rinse, like diluted vinegar, to dissolve the minerals and wash the scum down the drain. The ultimate all-purpose cleaner. This is a simple mixture of liquid Castile soap, water, and essential oils that acts as a universal surface cleaner. Castile soap has been around since the 11th century, originating in the Castile region of Spain where it was traditionally made from local olive oil. To make your own spray, you just fill a bottle with warm water, add a couple of tablespoons of the liquid soap, and drop in some essential oils like tea tree or lavender. You shake it up and spray it directly onto your kitchen counters, bathroom sinks, or floors. The soap easily breaks down grease and lifts away sticky dirt, leaving behind a clear surface and a fresh scent. This single, natural mixture can replace dozens of harsh, specialized chemical cleaners under your sink, saving you money and keeping your home safe.